RC phase shift oscillator. To design and test the performance of BJT RC phase shift oscillator. Now, before we start with BJT RC phase shift oscillator, let us understand the basic working principle of the oscillator. The electronic oscillators are used in a wide range of applications. They are used in laptops and smartphone processors for generating the clock signals. They are used in radio and mobile receivers for generating the local carrier frequency, and even in the signal generators, which is used in the laboratories to test the circuits. Oscillators accepts DC voltage and generates periodic AC signal of desired frequency. The oscillators can generate the frequency from few hertz to gigahertz. The output of the oscillator can be either sinusoidal or non-sinusoidal. The oscillator circuit is constituted using an amplifier with positive feedback. Let us understand its working. Input sinusoidal signal is applied to the amplifier and the output Vout is equal to A into Vi, where A is the gain of the amplifier. This output signal is given as an input to the feedback circuit. Usually the feedback circuit is a resonant circuit or frequency selective circuit, and the output of the feedback circuit Vf is beta V0, which can also be written as A beta Vn, where beta is the feedback fraction which defines what fraction of output is given as a feedback to the input stage. The phase shift introduced by the amplifier is 180 degree, and an additional phase shift of 180 degree is introduced by the feedback circuit. Therefore, the feedback signal Vf is in phase with the input signal. Now the feedback signal is given as an input to the amplifier and the input signal is removed. Now let us see whether we get the sustained oscillations or not. It depends on the product of A beta, which is also known as loop gain of the oscillator. If A beta is less than 1, over the period of time, input signal will die out. Similarly, when A beta is greater than 1, the oscillations in the circuit build up. So as we can see, in both the cases, we do not get sustained oscillations. That is only possible when A beta is equal to 1. When A beta is equal to 1, feedback signal Vf is same as that of Vin, provided that the input signal and the feedback signal have the same phase. We get the sustained oscillations at the output in this case. In oscillators, to get the sustained oscillations at the output, two conditions should get satisfied. The magnitude of the loop gain A beta should be 1 and the phase shift introduced by the loop gain should be 0. This is also known as Barkhuizen criteria. So far we have assumed that whenever this oscillator is switched on, some amount of input voltage is applied to it. But actually, no input signal is applied, still we get the oscillations. How is it possible? The thermal noise present in all the circuits helps us to do this. This thermal noise contains all frequency components starting from few hertz to hundreds of gigahertz. Initially, when this oscillator circuit is turned on, all the frequency components of this noise will get amplified by the amplifier, and the amplified output is given as input to the feedback circuit. This feedback circuit selects a particular frequency, and the phase shift introduced by the amplifier and the feedback circuit at this particular frequency will be 0. So this particular frequency gets added to the input noise. In this oscillator circuit, initially the loop gain A beta is set slightly greater than 1, because of which the noise signal of particular frequency gets built up over a period of time. Once the signal reaches a certain voltage, at that time the loop gain of the circuit becomes 1, and this is possible because of nonlinear behavior of either amplifier or the feedback circuit. So in this way, the noise signal of desired frequency gets built up over a period of time. Therefore, this is how it is possible to get the sustained oscillations at the output. So this is the basic working principle of the oscillator. The circuit diagram for BJT RC phase shift oscillator. So here we can see we have an amplifier, and in the feedback path we have RC network. So this RC network provides in total 180-degree phase shift. The phase shift between node 1 and 2 is 60 degree, between node 2 and 3 is 60 degree, and between node 3 and 4 is 60 degree. Therefore, a total of 180-degree phase shift is provided by the feedback network. We will be verifying this using Lissajous pattern on CRO. The observed waveform will be sinusoidal as shown here. We will be measuring the frequency of observed waveform in the CRO by measuring the time period t, and f is equals to 1 by t. We will be verifying this frequency, observed frequency, with a calculated one. So let us see the design part. The design of BJT RC phase shift oscillator. So F0 is equals to 1 upon 2 pi RC under root 6 plus 4K, where K is equals to RE by R, and HFE is greater than 4K plus 23 plus 29 by K. Let us choose the transistor BC107 whose HFE minimum is 120. As HIE is in the range of 2 to 3 kilo ohms, let us choose R is equals to 4.7 K. Then K will be 0.47. Therefore, HFE is greater than 4K plus 23 plus 29 by K is satisfied. Further, let F0 is equals to 5 kilohertz. Substitute in this formula in order to get the value of C. So we got C, which is approximately equal to 2.2 nanofarads. Now, phase shift measurement. As I told you, phase shift will be measured using Lissajous pattern on CRO. Theta, which is equals to sine inverse y1 by y2, or theta equals to sine inverse x1 by x2. We have to keep point 1 always in Y channel. So this is how we can verify the frequency, and also we can verify the phase shift using CRO.
Let us see how to connect RC phase shift oscillator and verify the output. So you can see BJT is connected here. R1 and R2 resistors provide voltage divider bias, and RC network in the feedback path provides 180-degree phase shift. Now 10 volt supply is used to bias the transistor and set the Q point. This variable resistor pot, we can vary the value of resistor, and at a particular value of R we will get oscillations. We can measure the frequency of sinusoidal oscillations here. So here you can see the time period for one oscillation is 1 to 2.2. Okay, so 2.2 multiplied by 0.1 times per division, we get 0.22 milliseconds, and f is equals to 1 by t, that is 4.54 kilohertz. This is how we can measure the frequency. Now let us check the phase shift. So as we know that the phase shift between node 1 and 2 is 60 degree, between node 2 and 3 is again 60 degree, and between node 3 and 4 is 60 degree. So we will check the phase shift between node 1 and 2, between node 1 and 3, and between node 1 and 4. So let me show you like how this is your node 1 and this is your node 2. The phase shift between node 1 and 2 can be checked using Lissajous pattern. So we will move times per division to XY mode, and we will check the Lissajous pattern. Here we can see the formula is theta is equals to sine inverse y1 by y2. So y1 is the point where this pattern touches your y-axis first. So this is your y1, right? So this is 1, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. So y1 is your 1.6 and y2 is close to 1.9. So theta is equals to sine inverse 1.6 by 1.9. You get 57.36 degree, which is as per the expected output. Now let us check the phase shift between node 1 and 3, and the phase shift should be close to 120 degree. So we will move this point to node 3 and check the output. So here we can see that y1 is 1.6 and y2 is 1.8. But since you can see that your graph exceeds y-axis and it is in the second quadrant, therefore the formula is 180 degree minus theta inverse y1 by y2. So you get 180 degree minus sine inverse 1.6 by 1.8, which is close to 117.3 degrees. So again, as per the expectation. Now let us check the phase shift between node 1 and node 4. And check the output. So here we see that we get a straight vertical line. That means y1 and y2 are at 1.8. Therefore, you get sine inverse 0. So 180 degree plus 0 is 180 degree. So we have verified that the phase shift between node 1 and node 4 is 180 degree. So this is how we can check the sinusoidal oscillations and the phase shift provided by the RC network.